Getting ass of steel is one of the pending issues that the vast majority of us have, and it is not just for girls, but it is up to all of us to strengthen this part of the body. First of all, we need to take into account that it is one of the most powerful muscle groups in the body, and that it is used when walking, running. For this reason, we need to have a toned rear that is in perfect condition at all times. To achieve this, in this post, we want to stop at 5 exercises that we consider to be ideal for achieving this goal. All of them are focused on concentrating the tension on the buttocks, in order to influence the desired way. What usually happens to us when doing legs is that we normally do not use a series of exercises to work only and isolate the buttocks, which means that the work is not as desired, let alone the results. To achieve this, on this occasion we are going to present some exercises that will isolate the muscles of the buttocks as much as possible and others in which, although the buttocks are not isolated, with small variations, it will be possible to influence this part more than in other parts of the legs. What we recommend, as always, is to prioritize the quality of the exercise over the quantity. In other words, the weight and the number of repetitions is not the main thing, but what should be essential is that the concentration on the part worked is correct, in order to send the necessary stimulus to the muscles to grow. First of all, we are going to stop at the classic par excellence of any lower body training routine. It is the squat. But in this case, we are going to give some tips on how it should be done, if what we want is to work and concentrate on the buttocks. To start, the legs should be further apart to concentrate all the tension in the descent and ascent in the part of the buttocks. Separating the feet further and slightly pointing the toes out will be a simple gesture that will mark a different roadmap with the squat. Another point is to perform a contraction or forward movement of the hip to contract the butt when rising from the squat. In this way we will achieve a greater range and concentration in the gluteal muscles. The same with maintaining the tension throughout the entire journey, and avoid blocking the legs with the knees and thus losing the tension. Maintaining the tension will help us increase the possibilities of growth and muscle work in the glutes. 2. Hip thrust, infallible for the buttocks. Secondly, we are going to stop at the exercise known as hip thrust. It is one of the ones that best isolates the gluteal muscles and that is most effective when it comes to achieving visible and lasting results over time. It will consist of a movement that is simple to the naked eye, but that has a lot of technique behind it. It just seems that we are performing a hip lift by extending it. But he has a technique that begins by placing the load on the pelvis to concentrate the tension on the buttocks. We will only lean on the ground by the soles of the feet and by the back. The butt will be in the air, the knees bent and the hips relaxed back. The movement will be to bring the hip forward through a pelvic movement, for which we must contract the gluteal muscles. This simple movement, if we also keep it over time, will make us get bigger buttocks of steel. 3. Pulley glute kick. As a third alternative, we are going to stop at the exercise known as the kick of the buttocks on the pulley. It is an exercise that seems simple, but it has a technique to concentrate all the tension in the buttocks and not divert it to the quadriceps. To do this we will stand up with an anklet tied to the pulley. In this position, facing forward and resting on the ground with the leg that does not have the ankle strap or the load on the pulley, back straight and facing forward, we will take the other leg backwards, as if we were kicking or kicking forwards. But this movement has a series of points to take into account. First, we must bend the knee slightly of the leg resting on the ground. The one that we carry backwards giving the kick we must advance it, but not too much. That is, the knee should not go too far beyond the leg that is anchored to the ground, so as not to interfere with the quadriceps. The kickback should be long, and cover all the way to the bottom, in order to achieve a greater muscular contraction of the buttocks, and a better result.